Hey everyone, so I'm going to do two parts here. I'm going to do a book haul and an herb haul. So let's start with the book since they're sitting on my lap. Um, so most of these I've gotten within the last 3 or 4 weeks. A couple actually came to the house actually the day I went down to Delaware. So let's start with my all-time big book of Doom, which I've had for quite some time, the Encyclopedia of 5,000 Spells by Judika Isles. There we go. I've had this book since I was like high school. I don't have the cover anymore, because it's easier to hide when I don't have the cover than when I'm in school, because people ask too many questions. It's going to bring me to this point. I don't care what book it is. A spell is a spell is a spell is a spell. I heard somebody say that this wasn't a great book. I believe even if a spell is not yours, if there is no complete ritual to it, or there's only a few instructions, I think a spell can be made into your own, depending on what it is and your intention behind it. A spell can be written by somebody else, but the intentions can be two different things, and the energies are two different things, unless of course it's being done by a coven or a group, or but I've had that book forever. And then my mother brought this book for me. I've been very into herbs, so my little herbal book. The authors is Weldon Owen. They both sound like last names to me, so it's got tons of pictures. Tells you how to grow, how to make certain vinegars, how to dry herbs, butters, teas and essential oils, potpourri, all kinds of good stuff in here. Just basic stuff, not in-depth things. These two books, Crone's Book of Charms and Spells and Crone's Book of Magical Words. Now I've read almost just about all of this, and what I have to say, when I read the reviews, somebody said it's more like a poetry book, and there's nothing wrong with spells being more like poetry. I think it's kind of fun that way, although it might be a little bit more difficult finding the right wording for things. But a spell, like I said, a spell is a spell. If you put your heart into it, and if it doesn't come with some sort of instruction of what to do, either do something simple if it makes you feel better, or make it into an entire ritual. I have not gone through the charms and spells yet. I plan to within the next couple of days. The ABC of Witchcraft, which I haven't gone through yet. This is what it looks like. I have another book, which I don't know where it is at the moment. I have A Witch Alone. It's a nice book. When I first skimmed through it when I got it in the mail, I was a little, I think that's still a kid in me, but you know what? I decided I have to go through it anyway, because a book is a book, and it will always have information. Even if it's not, the entire book, it'll always have something. This is another book, The Witch's Craft by Raven Grimacy. Skim through this. Looks like it'll be a good read. If you like, I'll give you a book review if you want. This is the book I'm currently reading, The Sacred Realm, and it shouldn't have taken me as long as it is, but I get very sidetracked. This is by Ellen Hawk, Witch's Guide to Magical Practice. I adore this book so much that if it ever left my bookshelf, I would probably cry. Great information. This is definitely not a Wicca 101 book, which is, she does have a more Wicca 101 book. It's called The Inner Circle, I believe. So I will be getting that and reading that, despite what it is. But I do really love this book. And Voices of the Earth. This is by Claire Danon. I hope I'm saying that right. I started reading a little bit of this while I was reading that one, but I decided to read one at a time. But so far, the few pages that I did read really got my attention. Really liking it. This is what I got from Barnes & Noble, which, by the way, the one in Moorestown, if you live in Jersey, that one has a terrible selection. Terrible. I mean, they did have a few good things, but that selection to me was so bad that I was really mad that night. But I got The Inner Temple of Witchcraft, Magic Meditation, Psychic Development by Christopher Penczak. I know he has other books, but this was the only one that they had. And I had planned to get these books, started getting these books anyway, so I picked this up while I was there. And then two books by Miss Anne Mora. I used to have her older books when she went under a different name, a nom de plume, so to speak. I believe that was her. But I've got her Grimoire for the Green Witch, Complete Book of Shadows. I haven't read completely through it. I've gone through some of the chapters though. Really liking it. Really liking it. And then there is Mansions of the Moon, also by Anne Mora. I'm going to tell you the amount of flatlining my brain did over this book. It is definitely one of those books that you really have to read, because you can't just go through and skim, because you will be lost. Terribly lost. But, and I believe this is more advanced than some of the books that I have here. So, I will be looking forward to going through this book. And probably having to go through this book a few times before I completely understand everything. But that's what a book is for. And then, of course, there are the books. Did I go these books? I think I did. Oh, let me see. If I didn't, because I've been trying to make this video a couple times. So, if I haven't, here we go. An Herbal Guide to Stress Relief. These are all my mom's books that she had hidden in the house. Yep. In the Shadow of the Shaman, Connecting with Self, Nature, and Spirit. And the Healing Herbals, of course. This, I'm not, because she had this hidden. The Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs, expanded and revised. And she has Earth Medicine, a shamanic way to self-discovery. Holistic Herbal. So right now my bed is almost entirely taken over by books. All of the magical or herbal persuasion. This is what I've been spending my money on, besides the other thing, which is the next video. So stay tuned, blessed be.